Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here tonight with the May 8th, 2015 rumors about tonight's TNA Impact. Honestly, when I thought about TNA Impact tonight, I thought that it was a little bit weird how they would do one of their big pay-per-view specials last week on Destination America with their Hardcore Justice show, and then they turn around and do a live show in the middle of a long run of tapings. And they're building this up like it's a big show. Tonight's show is going to be Eric Young versus Kurt Angle for the World Heavyweight Championship. And there's going to be a special guest referee. The special guest referee is being plugged as a former champion, making his return to the company. Lots of names bouncing around about who it's going to be. Honestly, in my mind, the first person that came to my mind was Christopher Daniels. But Christopher Daniels has never been a champion for TNA. I know that some rumor sites were posting up pictures thinking that it was going to be the Viper actually finally making the jump that TNA Dixie tweeted about being able to sign a major free agent to bring in. I believe that was last year. It might even have been the year before, which never ended up coming to be. Of course, Randy Orton being wrapped up in a very large deal with WWE. If you can remember, he signed a 10-year deal to stay with WWE years back. So WWE has him wrapped up for years and years, and he will never be going anywhere. When you go over the list of former champions that are not involved with TNA Wrestling, who are free agents, you can think of Sting. Sting's not going to be able to be there because he is under a WWE contract. Samoa Joe has not signed a WWE contract, but rumors are heavily pointing that Samoa Joe will be starting with NXT any day now. And, as soon as the pen can touch the paper, Samoa Joe will be making that jump and be there. Rob Van Dam seems to me like, honestly, if he was the return to TNA, even if it was just for a one-time appearance, it will be more than likely the same thing a lot of other guys are thinking. It more than likely will kill any chance of a return for Rob Van Dam to return to WWE anytime in the future that he needs to. Rob Van Dam is that guy who will normally bounce into WWE about once a year, do about a 3-month run, and then go home, enjoy the rest of his life until he needs to go back. Mick Foley, he just had his Cheap Pop schedule, live show with WWE Network. It doesn't seem like he would be wanting to give up any WWE Network dates to do a one-time appearance in Impact Wrestling. And that leaves the last but not least, Chris Sabin. Chris Sabin is the guy that hasn't really been doing much. I'm sure he does a lot of indie work, but I have not seen him on the main stage anywhere working for any of the major companies. It looked like WWE wasn't even on his radar when he left. He is the guy that maybe could go back there, but honestly, Chris Sabin making a return to Impact Wrestling doesn't really seem like it's going to make any ripples in the water. And Chris Sabin returning to Impact Wrestling to be a special guest referee for a Kurt Angle and Eric Young match, honestly, in my opinion, it doesn't really matter. Is Impact Wrestling going to go out there and really spend the money of bringing in a guy like AJ Styles? AJ Styles is a guy that honestly has made a bigger name for himself in New Japan than he ever made for himself in Impact Wrestling. When a lot of people were thinking that AJ was dwindling down to the last few years of his career, he really kicked it into hyperdrive in the last year. He's been on top of the world, 2-time champion for New Japan, as well as being the champion and the leader of the Bullet Club. Right now, that seems like a lot to be to walking away from, even if it is for a small deal. But then again, when the Global Force Wrestling thing came out, I honestly thought that AJ Styles was going to be one of the wrestlers that was wrapped up to be sort of like the main event of Jeff Jarrett's promotion, and he wasn't there. Rumors today are heavily pointing to Bully Ray making his return. It seems like it's a little bit weird because only in January, Bully Ray returned to WWE for a one-time appearance wrestling in the Royal Rumble. A huge pop, huge appearance. Most of the time when guys like Rob Van Dam leave Impact Wrestling and they head on back for the greener waters of WWE. They see, wrestling on the big main stage is just so much bigger than anything that TNA's ever done. Seeing Sting's eyes when he walked out at WrestleMania 31 and seeing, 70,000 people staring back and cheering for him. I wonders if he wasted a lot of his years in TNA when he could have been wrestling for WWE along that time, making the jump after the invasion. And maybe coming in and helping WWE through the 2003, 2004, and really making the last of the end of his career. Bully Ray rumors are really pointing to him making the jump, being the guy to come there. WWE really hasn't returned his phone calls or called at all to say that they really had any ideas with him. Of course, with Bully Ray would return Velvet Sky, a big name that's been missing since she was fired from the Feast or Fired match. That was, I can't remember honestly when that was. I remember them making a big deal about Velvet Sky being fired, and at the time, I really thought that it was going to be a storyline, and that she just would return within a month. Maybe go after Velvet. No, Velvet Sky can't beat up Velvet Sky, dumbass. Angelina Love, and sort of get revenge, and it'd be like a rewind. Flip-flop of when Angelina Love's contract expired with the company, and Velvet Sky took off running with the beautiful people, and Angelina returned to beat up Velvet for taking her club and basically acting like she never left. So we'll have to see what goes down from there. Sorry, I made a few mistakes in this video. We're pretty tired. Worked the early shift today, and I should be taking a nap right now. Peace out, everybody.